Today I discuss about the solution of class 12, that is in chapter 2, and today's topic is vapor pressure. This is the natural tendency of any liquid that occurs vaporization from above, upper surface, and when the amount of vapor increases, it tend to again uh, in a liquid form. That is, there is an example. If I take a dish above the boiling water, the vapor comes from the boiling water in contact with the lower surface of dish, and again form the liquid in droplet form. So when a liquid in a liquid take in a closed container, there two reaction occur simultaneously. One is vaporization, that is from liquid to vapor, and one is condensation, that is vapor to liquid occur. And after a certain time period, these two reaction occur in same rate, and this time is known as the equilibrium time. Equilibrium, and the vapor at equilibrium exert the pressure in the closed container is known as the vapor pressure at that temperature. That is, I have written, in a closed container, when liquid and vapor are in equilibrium, liquid and vapor are in equilibrium at a definite temperature, the pressure exerted by the vapor is defined as the vapor pressure. So it is mandatory that in the container should be closed, and the liquid and vapor must be in equilibrium, and this the vapor at the equilibrium condition gives exerted the pressure is known as vapor pressure. And now we discuss about the dependency of the vapor pressure. The vapor pressure decreases if a solid non-volatile solute added to a solvent. That is, here I discuss it by diagrammatically. Here I take a only solvent, and the molecule present in upper surface only solvent molecule, but here I draw the solution. Here so in solution, one is solute and other is solvent molecule. Both are present in upper surface because it is a homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent. So in upper surface, in solution, the number of solvent molecule decreases respect to the pure solvent, and if the solute are non-volatile, then the vaporization of the solution decreases because the number of solvent molecule decreases with respect to the pure solvent. So the vapor pressure of the solution also decreases than that of pure solvent. Here I write down this as only solvent molecule present on upper surface, so vaporization would be higher, so higher vapor pressure resulted. As only solvent molecule present, so number of solvent molecule increase the vaporization rate, so increase the vaporization, so vapor pressure increases. And as in solution, the solvent molecule decreases, so the vaporization decreases, so lowering the vapor pressure, or so lower the vapor pressure resulted. That is, here the solute must be non-volatile. Non-volatile. Now Raoult's law of vaporization. We can determine the vapor pressure of the solution by multiplying the vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is P0, and the vapor pressure and the mole fraction of solute present in the solution. That is in Raoult's law, at constant temperature the vapor pressure of solution is equal with the multiplication of mole fraction of solvent present in solution and vapor pressure of pure solvent. That is the vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is the vapor pressure of this solvent, and the mole fraction of solvent present in the solution. These two multiply and give the vapor pressure of the solution, and suffix 1 represent the solvent here. If both solute and solvent are volatile, then according to Raoult's law we get the vapor pressure of the solvent and vapor pressure of the solute separately. And for the if we need to calculate the vapor pressure of solution, then we must add the vapor pressure of pure solution, vapor pressure of solvent and vapor pressure of solute in solution according to the law of partial pressure of gas. This is the P is equal to P1 plus P2, that is P1 is x1 P1 0, so P1 is x1 P1 0 and P2 is x2 P2 0. So we, by adding these two, we get the vapor pressure of the solution. Now we represent it by graphically. You see the equation is looks like a equation of straight line passing through origin. If we put P1 in y axis and x1, that is mole fraction, in x axis, that is y is equal to m that is P10, that is constant, mx. So y is equal to mx gives the straight line through origin. So now this is the graph for pure for solvent, and this is the graph for solute. Here you can notice we draw the origin here, and the positive x-axis from left to right. But in this case we draw origin here and the positive x-axis from right to left. So the graph are mirror image to each other. This is because we need to, when we want to draw the graph for solution, we have to draw both the straight line in a same graph, and here from 0 to 1, from left to right for solvent, and for x2, that is for 0 to 1, from right to left, that is for solute. And these are the two separate graph for this is the for solvent and this is for solute. And when we want to calculate the vapor pressure of solution, we just join the vapor pressure of the pure solute and pure solvent. This straight line gives the vapor pressure of solution, that is P is equal to x1 P1 0 plus x2 P2 0. Thank you.